All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening, this wonderful evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I come before you with a message. And this message is part 2 of Can Judah Awaken? This is part 2 of Can Judah Awaken? And I, Sister Deborah, want to bring forth more information on can Judah awaken? I like to ask that question to you. Can Judah awaken? And if so, how? Can Judah awaken? Mm, 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 mm. Can Judah awaken? I want to first start off in the book of Romans, chapter 11. In the book of Romans, chapter 11. And really, when I woke up this morning, my spirit was heavy, like sorrowful, sorry, like had sorrow. And and I thank the Most High Yah for being such a comforter in these times, because what a lot of people did not know, everything that He said and that was said, that shall be, it has to come first and foremost to the spirit realm, number one. And when we live in this world and think that He has to bow down to the way of our flesh, we're more sicker than we think. Mhm, mhm. I sit back and look at how society have people bowing down to the things which is wrong, unrighteous, unjust, and people see nothing wrong with it. They don't see nothing wrong with all of this darkness and this wicked and this evil in this world. They see nothing wrong with it. A lot of them say, "Well, that's them. That ain't me. That's what they do." But someone who is the light, who walks in spirit and truth, because heavens has ordered them to, they can't just be numb to what is before them. There's many that are very, very, very numb, but yet they think that they are called to labor. How could you be called to labor? What are you laboring with? You see, um, what I did, I just sat here and I'm running a little behind, and the Spirit was telling me it's going to be a different class based on how He ordered it from the kingdom. Because as I continue to behold what He gives me, not what you and all these pages feed people, and mines don't come from the world, okay? So I don't go to and fro on YouTube and Facebook and the churches, the synagogue, the temples, and oh, this person said this and that's no, no, no. I go straight to what they call in understanding in the world the horse's mouth. I go straight to the Father, and that is something that's have helped me throughout the time of my living. Without Him, I know for a fact it would be a hard time for me, because everything that He revealed to me, I salute and I take it to heart and I hold firm to it, even to this very day. The topic is, can Judah awaken? Can Judah awaken? Really, can Judah awaken? Part 2. I've been on Judah for, I think that this is like the third day. And I want to say to you all that my predestined, ordained position, purpose from the kingdom was to work within Judah. So I'm that individual that has no purpose to lie or to not know what she's talking about. Oh, yes, it's okay that the world, because I know the world feeds you better. And I know you eat the full meal deal there. And let me tell you, he ain't going to stop you. Okay? This is one reason why this message is important. Because the more I think about, can Judah awaken, I realize there's a mystery in it. And the mystery holds all the power to if Judah can awaken. Let's try Romans chapter 11 and let's go to verse 25. In the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye shall be ignorant. Who's talking here? I believe it's Paul. Of the mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own concepts. And that's what has happened. Judah have become wise in their own concepts. They have no idea, none whatsoever, that they 100% wrong in their understanding. The Father had to break something else down to me. There are different levels of Judah. There is different levels of Israel. We can say Jerusalem, which is the other 11 tribes. There's different levels. But within those levels, he still pulls up the twos. He wants you to know within all of Judah, rests yet twos. Okay. So when I get to Romans chapter 11, verse 25, it reads, for I would not, brethren, that ye shall be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own concepts, that the blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentile be come in. If you had to ask a person a question, what does it mean when it is said the blindness in part has happened to Israel? The blindness in part is speaking that they're not fully blind, just in part. Why? Because in Israel, Yah separate the blind from the unblind. He separate the blind from the unblind. What do you mean, Deborah? The blindness is in part, letting us know first and foremost, in Israel, which is the whole house, including Judah, that blindness is in part, is happened to Israel until, so it's letting you know it's a reason for why it's like this. Until the fullness of the Gentiles become in. I mean, this is the strangers are grafted in. So you see where the blindness is at. The question again, can Israel Awaken. Watch this. I want you to understand the blindness in part is happened to Israel, meaning in part, I really love that. I really do. Because it's letting you know, Deborah, I'm not talking to you. Ooh, wee. In part. Therefore, there are those that can see and those of Israel that cannot, that is blind. Only in part now. So it's not the full Israel, but only in part. Blind and those that can see. Rest in Israel. But it's only in part because he part it to be that not the Israel as a whole and Judah, all of them as a whole, all of them are blind. No, in part. Because you know what he told me, y'all? He said, Deborah, what is it that one would not understand if I speak unto them of a people? Watch this, watch this. And if I speak of these people as a stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedient, would you line up with that? A stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedient people. Would you line up as Judah or as the whole house of Israel as stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedient? Would you line up with that? No, I wouldn't. I would not get in line and line up with stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedient. Why? Those are three categories that are in the spirit of a man that runs into the flesh of who they are. You first have to go and pull it out in the spirit. Am I disobedient to the Father? No. Or you stiff neck when I tell you to turn here or go here and do this, and or you're stiff neck to me? No. Are you rebellious toward me? No. So when it said stiff neck and rebellion and disobedient, I'm not talking to you. Even though they take on a belief that all Israel fall into the category to everything. Not so. There's two still reside and rest in Israel. It ain't no oneness in Israel. It still rests too. Why? Because before the foundation of the world, it was nailed. Everything on the earth has to be divided in twos. Okay? So even the darkness have to separate itself from the light. Even the wicked have to separate itself from the good as far as the righteous. Okay? The unrighteous have to separate itself from what? Righteous. Okay. So how is it that when he speak of Israel, everybody run and get in the category of Israel without respecting the order of what he says shall, because it has already take place. They tend to put themselves, and it's 100 as he always correct. Stop putting yourself in a situation that does not and have not before the foundation assigned you. Are you not the laborer? Yes. Are you in the vineyard? Yes. Do you have the fruit of the Spirit? Yes. Do you have the works? Yes. Do you have the gift? Yes. Can you hear my voice? Yes. Can you feel me in you? Yes. These things separate not just me, but you too, from the stiff necked, rebellion, and disobedient Israel. So, can Judah awaken? Here in Romans chapter 11, verse 25, for I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of the mystery, of this mystery, lest ye be wise in your own concepts, that the blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentile be come in. So it's only in part. Only in part is Israel blind. So it would have to say to you, will Israel awaken? Do you know Sister Deborah is fully awakened? I don't even think I can awaken any more than what I am. Am I Israel? Am I Judah? Yes. Judah that was never sleep. Judah that was never stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Judah that was predestined, ordained, and foreknew before the foundation of the world, appointed and anointed a mission as the servant, as the prophetess of the Most High Yah. Can I be blind with a mission like that? Can I be asleep with a mission like that? So we back to, can Judah awaken? Guess what? Judah is partially awakened. And Judah, as that partially awakened, is a small remnant. This is another reason why the gate was designed to be narrow. Because he say, very few shall find it. So, in order for them to find it, they have to be able to see. What do you mean, Deborah? If narrow is the gate that leads to the way that leads to everlasting, live eternal in that which is righteous, how do one know the way? You have to be able to see the spiritual direction. To find your way spiritually, you have to be able to see, because the way is spirit. No, it's not a natural gate. You got two gates here and you just walk in. The broad gate ain't natural. But it's two ways. And if there's a broad gate and a narrow gate, and one leads one place and the other one leads the other, one leads to light and one leads to darkness. Therefore, he that is in the light must see the way. And it says, very few shall find it. So those individuals that finds themselves in Judah, and these characteristics in which Sister Deborah is mentioning unto you, you make it the way that Judah can awaken to. What did I tell you? He always have the ram in the bush. Let me give you another good example. Every time the father was trying to work with Israel, how did he go about it? From the beginning all the way to Revelation, how do you think he go about it? He always sending a prophet in the midst. Without a prophet, no one in Israel, nor Judah, or in Judah. Let's deal with Judah because this is about Judah, can awaken. The reason why Judah is partially, as it says in Romans chapter 11, verse 25. Let's go over it again. For I will not, brethren, that ye shall be ignorant of this mystery. I like that when it said mystery, because it takes you a place you ain't never gone before, into the one that he has pull up and tell you what's going on. That's why I like to see the word mystery. It's because it's so many mysteries that one cannot grip because someone wrote a book. Someone said this is the word. You can't grip it that way. You got to grip it still in the category of still, yet it's a mystery. Because you can go all the way through and still be lost with the cause and without. Okay, so here he's saying this mystery, lest ye shall be wise in your own concepts. And this is what happened. Judah thinks he's wise because he said, oh, precepting, lying, a little here and a little there. Wait a minute, hold up, bro. Where y'all going with that trash? It's impossible to understand a spiritual creator with a little here and a little there, precept upon precept, line upon line. How dare you think that that's how you hold a relationship with an unseen Yah? How is it precept be a precept upon precept? Mean words in which they can see to believe. Line upon line mean word and lines of words that they can see and believe. Precept upon precept, line upon line, a little here and a little there. Wait a minute, hold up, you liars. Because when you precept and you line a little here and a little there, and you precept upon precept and a little here and a little there, a line here and a line there, where is the Father? Where is the true teacher? This is where Judah has shown to the prophetess in the wilderness who comes down here to be embedded in him. But not only is he blind, he's blind and blind. So therefore, he cannot see, nor can he awaken. Now, when he said in part, that the blind is in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles become in. That's beautiful, y'all. I'm going to tell you the mystery. Now one of you going to get it. Now one of you can get it. Until it is shared by the prophets of the Most High Yah. The mystery to that is in part means there's those that are blind, that overrides those that are not blind. So in a sense, let's pull it a little closer to you. Those that are asleep, okay, it's such a great number to where they can't see, hear, nor understand those that are woke. You see? Because when he did this thing, he did it in parts. But listen to where the sad part come in. Where the sad part come in is when he did it in part. This in part happened in Israel. So just imagine us that are awakened. Look at the great suffering. I told y'all. I've been telling y'all that probably for the last 4 years. It's great suffering. Solomon even said it. It is. More knowledge, it's more suffering. I'm telling you what Solomon said. Deborah, just go on and tell him. You can tell him. You want me to tell you what he's saying? He's saying those that are awake, get ready, because you're going to suffer great through those that are asleep. Because it's more sleep than it is awaken. So this prophet would come, and I would apply to you all this. In part represent that small remnant which he has not blinded in Israel. And it's such a small remnant to the blindness is still in the midst of Judah. I don't care who awake or woke. So they think the number one should be is Judah. And if I'm a living prophet today, I would tell you, Judah is not awakened. Should he be? You would think more awakened today. Why? Because the time of the Gentiles is over. And that's what he said. Only partial, tell him, Deborah, it's only partial blindness until. So when the time of Judah has passed, those that are awakened shall affect those that are asleep. Say that again. Romans chapter 11, verse 25. For I will not, brethren, that ye shall be ignorant of this mystery. And I like him saying mystery because that's what Yah holds things to, a mystery. He good at that. Now watch what he said. Lest ye should be wise in your own concepts. So what you're doing is, when Sister Deborah is saying it's Israel blind, is Israel awakened? No, they're not. They're not awakened. And I've been on here 4 years. I've been on here 7, but 4 years telling y'all something wrong with Judah. Cuckoo clock. Elevators don't go no past. Elevator won't go past the first floor. All this time I'm wondering why. Because many of you all been listening to Sister Deborah, and you have subscribed. My old page, they have also subscribed to that page. But guess what? You've been blind. You're not awakened. You're still not awakened. So here in Romans chapter 11, verse 25, I realized something that I didn't at first. Is that if it is a mystery, now it makes more sense in my spirit why they have not awakened. Is the Gentile time over, Deborah? Yes, the Gentile is over. So that leads you to understand Judah should be going into the full awakening. How many times have I told y'all? If you had 100%, if 4, I'm dropping all the way down to 2% out of 100, might know that they are Judah, but what happened to the other 100? They have no idea what Judah is, what Judah was, and what Judah shall be in the days to come. Just imagine a creator coming to get a people, and they don't even know that they are the people. Or they don't know what is it about them that he wants with me. I've been stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. You see? Y'all, it don't make sense. The way people are teaching this thing, the way people are preaching this thing, the way they are ministering this thing. Just imagine. This is one thing they cannot blame on a woman. I don't think the Father would allow them to. Because it's too much invested. You see the type of things they finding to do? They finding gummy worms that gets them high. That brings them up and brings them down. They're finding all of this canvas and all this drugs that the government is putting in their system so that they'll never find their way home, nor will they ever find their way naturally in the natural to their wives and children. They got them good, y'all. They got them good. See, what he's explaining to me in the spirit is You asked the question, Deborah, have Judah, can Judah awaken? All these things in which the world has put before Judah, Judah never turned it down. Judah don't ever turn nothing down that the world hands to him. So what is that saying? Do y'all understand what that means? Let me kind of help you out here. That means Judah, anything Satan offer him, I take it. This is the example in part 1, how they would bring guns in their communities. And they would take them and spread them out and sell them out to everybody in the community. You got every family then lost a family member through the same guns that the men allowed Europeans to hand to them to kill up their community. Same thing with drugs. Same thing with drugs. I mean, it really wraps around everything. This is the reason when their best just reason is a woman took welfare over them. They got put out the house because of welfare. Do you know what the kingdom of the Most High? You play that role. Bring that to the kingdom and see what he say. Y'all know where to take this one. Because their minds are there, y'all. Their hearts are there. They're not trying to awaken. Therefore, those that have, and not have, those that are awakened that never been asleep. You remember I said I've been in this since I was 4 years old. That's how long it had to. Now I ain't gonna say it had to, the way Yah used me all the way up until now. And then that's why I can't hear what these men out here teaching. It's king, leader, and ruler. Sit your tail down. You still dead asleep. You still blind. So he asked me the question, and he said, so, okay, Deborah, you got to understand, when you speak of the blindness in part to Israel, understand it's only in part. You know, I always have my ram in the bush that's not blind. Because if you were blind, how is it you see everything I give you? How can you see in the spirit realm? Why would I be in you and you blind too? See, y'all don't think of stuff like that. See, your flesh don't let you go over into that realm. To just kind of meditate over in that realm, it won't let you go. But he said, it's impossible for you to be the one that is blind in here. So, Deborah, that part, when it says in Romans chapter 11, verse 25, it says that the blindness in part is happened to Israel. I'm not sending mine from the kingdom to be blind. It's just like saying, okay, Abraham, get down there, but you blind. Abraham, get on down. Isaac, get on down there, but you blind. You can't see nothing. Jacob, get on down there, you blind. So now we here with Judah. The whole house of Israel are awakened by Judah. And that Judah, those that are in Judah, that have and was and always been awakened, they are the part that he has not instilled anything in us that we may be blind in any shape, form, or fashion. The part of the house, the whole house of Israel that's blind, the Father made sure they remain blind. But he got his. He said, Deborah, how could you be blind? You can't be the part that's blind. You the light. So he wanted me to grip it, still resting in twos. One still seeing darkness and one is seeing in light. But what he's saying Once that time of that Gentile is over, Deborah, Judah could fully see. He can and should have awakened. But he been asleep for so long. And only you hear, basically, out of 95% is men said, Judah is awakened. Judah is awakened. Now, what must Judah awaken to, first and foremost? Well, Judah have awakened. To all these things the world tells them, that's the only thing Judah want to listen to. Judah don't want to listen to nothing but what the world has to say about him. That's why they trying to get and be justified, clarified, and identified by who? The world. So that tells you what? Judah ain't awakened. Judah has not awakened. What will it take for Judah to awaken? It's for Judah to understand the mystery of why they've been blind. And that all of Judah has not been blind, just partial, but majority. And those that was not blind in this end day should be out here teaching the awakening in the way of spirit and truth. Not the way the world want to give it to them. And what happens? I'm telling you what's coming through my mind. Judah want the world to teach him. Judah that's blind want to justify, clarify, and identify the world that we are the true Jews. While they're in their blindness, while they're in their slumber and sleep, they want the world to be justified. They want to be justified, clarified, and identified by the world. So what is the world? You see how sick Judah is? The world is evil. And that's who they want to prove who they are through that way. So are they awakened? No, they're not. Can't be. See, they didn't know. Judah never knew that the moment he would have awakened to spirit and truth and to the light, it would have awakened the other 11 tribes. But Judah thinking, what did it say here? Your own concepts. So you stay blind because you're making up your own concept. 99.9 of Judah that has awakened, which is 2%. Not awakened, but think they awakened. 2%. Why? Because they have no idea you ain't awakened. See, the awaken to the earth has to be spirit. You see? You can't awaken to what you've been living all your living. So you have to bring in the awaken spiritual, first and foremost. You can't bring the awaken in through the flesh. Because watch this here, y'all. This is their word, this book. And this book has actually told them the world know who you are. But what is going on in Judah to where it's something in him that's not causing him to understand you're trying to get the world to justify, clarify, and identify who you are. And the world already knew. So what does that say about Judah? Something going on with him. It's because Judah chose to do exactly what's in Romans chapter 11, verse 25. They want to be wise in their own concepts. Y'all say, hand off, Deborah. Hands off. So even in the point where the Gentile time is up, Judah still is in a state of mind of blindness. That's why they heavily sleep. even though they say we awaken. The mystery in it is those that set the part, where he says here, blindness is in part. He's letting you know only a part of Judah. The other part, which is the least and the last, is what's going to minister to Judah that is asleep. To awaken Judah through the words. And who is the word that's in you out? Because if you're waiting for this book to awaken Judah, you can hang it up and you can hang it down just like that. And all the other books, all the one you can look for and all the one you think you're going to find, it's not going to awaken Judah. Only the servants of the Most High Yah that has been appointed and anointed into Judah, and they are the part that are not blind. They have the word to speak into Judah to get him to awaken. I sat back and I thought about Ezekiel 37, how the Father was saying to Ezekiel, Ezekiel, you think these dry bones can live? Prophesies to these dry bones. And when he said prophesies to the dry bone, Ezekiel, the Father started prophesying to him, talking to him. I'm like, say, hold up, but did you tell Ezekiel? But that shows you how the power of the Most High is really wanting you to know. It's going to take him. But I'm going to use Ezekiel. But it's going to take him. But I'm going to use Ezekiel. But it's going to take him. Deborah, tell him again. I'm going to use Ezekiel. But it's going to take me to wake them dry bones. Because if you look at Ezekiel chapter 37, you can really get confused because you hear him telling Ezekiel one thing, but he's doing it. That's because y'all don't get it. If he speaks through Sister Deborah to speak something, he's about what he say. He do what he speak. He's going to do. Ezekiel couldn't prophesy to no bones, but he was sending you a message in a way that I got my servants that is amongst Judah, that I predestined, ordained, foreknew, assigned, appointed, and anointed to come in the midst of and speak to those dry bones. But I'm going to do it. How is he going to do it? Greater is he that is in thee, Deborah, than anything in the world, even you. But you are to speak it. I'm going to be the one to pull up. Identical to Ezekiel chapter 37. Go back and read it. It'll make you wonder. How is it he's saying, speak Ezekiel, but yet he's speaking? He's showing you that's why I told you what you read is not what you see in reading. You got the Holy Spirit got to tell you really what's behind everything that's being said. Because man didn't been in here and smeared it, took it away, rolled it, added, and everything else. Only way you're going to find your way home is through the Holy Spirit. He's the direction home. Can Judah awaken? The Father wants you to know that he ain't coming off the throne to redo everything for a nation of people. He said, now, Deborah, are you stiff-necked? Are you rebellion? Are you disobedient? Now, don't you go there, Deborah. Don't you go there. You know what he's talking about? You're not stiff-necked in the spirit. You're not disobedient to me in the spirit. You're not stiff-necked to me in the spirit. You're not rebellion to me in the spirit. But this people, they're stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. But you're not that. That's why you're not blind. That's why you are awakened. That's why it says Israel is in part blind. Not you. I got mine. You tell the people all the time, the ram in the bush, that's mine. Mines are not blind. They can see. They got the light to see. But Judah don't have the light to see. But Yah has given them his servant out of his own heart, what he has appointed, anointed, and predestined. And see what they want, child. Let me tell you what they really want. They want to rule it. Judah said, I don't want to know. And I don't care. Because I have to be the ruler over it, if anything. But then they turn around and let the world rule them. Ain't that deep? You want to be king, leader, and ruler over a household. You want many wives. You want everything to the flesh. You want nothing in the spirit. Any woman that follows, and any man that follows Judah, that is partially, I'm not partially, it's the other part that is blind, which is called, you never realize why he says stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Every time I used to say that, I used to think, but Father, I ain't stiff-necked rebellion, disobedient. Am I, Father, yeah? And him just answering that as I speak to you all, how can you be? That's how he answered. How could you be stiff-necked? How could you be rebellious? How could you be disobedient? I live in you. You think I put up with that? Why would the Ruach HaKodesh come and live inside of my spirit and teach me all things, comfort me, show me things to come, give me his power, reveal things to me, and teach me all things for me to be stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient? No, don't put yourself in that. No. Why would I send my servants? So I'm going to show you where he's talking about there's tools. Watch this. I've already known it for years, but Judah wouldn't understand what I'm saying tonight because they're blind. Should they be awakening in this moment, in this day? Sure. But what they're going to feel is going to be beyond their awakening. What they're going to experience and feel, it's going to be more beyond what they can awaken to. That's why he got Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble ain't for Sister Deborah. Jacob's trouble is not for Sister Deborah. Only trouble I have with Jacob, and I'm going to have with Jacob, is the endurance and the long suffering. Oh, yeah. And the patience to sit in it. But it ain't my patience, it's the spirit of the Most High's patience that he's going to give me to long suffer it and endure Jacob's trouble. But why is it Jacob's in trouble? Because Jacob had an opportunity to be awakened. Instead, he rested in the ways of the world. So now he has to go through and end the tribulation. Jacob's troubles. Not a man on this earth can teach you what I just told you. Jacob has no idea of why. Only reason why I know is because the Ruach HaKodesh that lives in me to teach me from the wilderness leaven that predestined me, ordained me, foreknew me, and anointed and appointed me before the foundation of the world and taught me what was before things is. Woo! Such a blessing to be taught what was before it is, because it prepares you for how to endure. Not because you're capable in the flesh, but because the Ruach HaKodesh in you uphold you through the long suffering and endurance. Why? Because he appointed and anointed you to come down here in the midst of a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people, and knowingly that they were all that and some. That's deep. That's like saying, look, I'm talking to the brick wall. Hey, well, did y'all know this, did. I'm talking to the brick wall, but I got to keep talking. Praise the mighty God. It's just like the Father. Do y'all know how long he's been dealing with Israel? Since the beginning of time. These people ain't changed from that time. But can Judah awaken? Judah have not awakened. No matter what they said, they have not awakened. Their awakening has to come from the spiritual realm. Okay, that means those who are appointed and anointed and predestined before the foundation of the world that Yah has known and appointed. Those are the ones that are not blind. Okay, they are also the ones that carry the light. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so they are the ones that's here to work in behalf, okay, of Israel and Judah. Okay, now where Judah is at today is they're going to awaken. They haven't reached that level yet, but when they awaken, it's going to be the tribulation that they're in. And what would the tribulation bring before them? You wonder why they say Jacob's trouble. Can a person go through the things that Yah has already appointed and anointed and predestined them to see already? So what? That's the preparation of the Ruach HaKodesh in individual, the true teacher. He comes from the inside and teach you from that level. You see? And there's no other way to even give anything, anybody, and nothing the glory. You got to give the praise and the honor to him that's greater in you, because he's the one holding you up to be able to even be able to talk to you in the way of the mystery. You see? So it says, can Judah awaken? It says, can Judah awaken? Judah is calling their own self awakened, and they're still dead sleep. They are still blind. Is the Gentile time over? Yes. So this is why the long suffering come in to those that are appointed and anointed and predestined to work in the vineyard. This is to give Judah the assurance that the Father is coming for them, and how much they meant to the Father before the foundation of the world. I've sat there in the last 2 videos explaining to people, how can you have prepared an earth? How can you prepare an earth with one nationality, but turned and designed it to have different nations, knowing that you had a nation that you had more invested in? The Father had Judah in the kingdom invested already. This is why they're not awakened. These are the spiritual things I tell y'all they have to first awaken to. They're not going to. They're not going to. So that's why. Why do you say that, Deborah? Because Jacob trouble. Jacob's trouble is letting Jacob know you're going to have some trouble like everybody else. Oh, see, they ain't gripped that yet, because they so busy trying to design the world in some way where they can identify them and give them reparations. They have no idea. Y'all, they have no idea that the United States can't give them nothing based on their ugly mouths and their blind eye. What do you mean, Deborah? Let's rumble. Let's rumble. Let's go back to Moses and Pharaoh. Every stage that held back Israel from coming out of Egypt, it was Yah who hardens Pharaoh's heart. Ah. So if it was the Creator who's hardened Pharaoh's heart, who softened Pharaoh's heart? The same one that had hardened his heart through all the plagues and then told y'all. You see how I know y'all ain't read no book? Y'all ain't even studied the study guide. This tells me that this is how far people are from any truth. Let me nail it like it's supposed to be. Spirit and truth. The same one that was going before Moses, he tell Moses, go tell Pharaoh to do this. Before Moses can get there, he didn't harden Pharaoh's heart. Wait a minute, Father. Y'all. When I was a young teenager, you know what I said? Well, why would you do that? And I was a teenager. What would you do that for? Why would you tell him to go in and then you go harden his heart? It didn't make sense to me, y'all. Those are the type of questions this sister asked in the wilderness when I was taught by the Ruach. Well, why would you do something like that? Why did you harden his heart and then send Moses over there and then send Aaron with him into... Wait a minute. The same one that hardens the heart held back Israel. See, y'all thought Pharaoh was holding Israel back. No! Pharaoh loved Moses. Just think, if Moses would have went the first time to Pharaoh and gave him the scoop, let the people go, that they may go to the wilderness to serve their God. You know what Pharaoh would say? All yours, Moses. Want me tell y'all why your minds are slow? Your minds is in the gutter. Your mind is not awakened. Your mind don't have no light. Let me explain why. If Moses would have went and the father said to Moses, go tell Pharaoh to let the people go. Moses didn't even need Aaron. Woo! Moses could have went himself and told Pharaoh, I'm taking the people out so that they can serve their God. Okay? You know what Pharaoh would say? All is well. Good to go. You can get them. Pharaoh wasn't like his daddy. Him and Moses was real close. He would have let the people go the first time Moses approached him. Want me to tell you why? The Father wants you to know I harden Pharaoh's heart. That for what reason? What? I'm gonna show you how crazy I ain't got no sense. I said, for what reason and why would you do that? Why would you harden his heart? But you're gonna tell Moses to take Aaron, and you're gonna send them, tell him to harden his, and you're gonna harden his heart. Why would you do that? So that he won't let the people go. Oh, praise the mighty God. The Father has sent a sign through his own appointed, anointed, predestined, ordained, foreknew before the foundation of the world that he has chosen to come in the midst of a people. And they still don't get it after thousands of years. So what happened? Each time Pharaoh went, I would say to the father, why you keep hardening his heart? Why you keep hardening his heart? You want the people out, don't you? Let them go. I had issues, y'all, because everything that I was taking in, I had full understanding what was going on. And that I didn't. Guess what I didn't understand? That there was the power of Yah's will. You see, his will outweighs our ways and what we understand. That's why his thoughts are not ours. His ways are not ours because his will is not ours. That's why. How about that? How about that? But when you get in the place where he in you, then you start lining up with not only his ways, but his thoughts. Not only his thoughts, but his will. That's how he do you. But let me tell you, so when a teenager, I'm like saying, well, why are you doing that? And every time he sent Moses in there, guess what he did, y'all? He hardens Pharaoh's heart. Every time. And this little old girl was just I don't know why you did that. I had a relationship with the father where he saw this girl don't got no sense. She ain't got a lick of sense, and I like it. The father liked it because he said, you asked the question the world can't answer. He told me that, 18 years old. He says, you asked the question the world can't answer. So guess what happened? Anybody happen to know? You know what he did? He said, let me give you a little something. So you sit and you watch each time and you question why and why and why. Didn't I say you knock? I'll answer that door. Did I not tell you, said if you seek, you're going to find me. And if you ask, I'm going to answer you. And you ask all the hard questions that the world cannot answer. He said, let me tell you. All of those plagues was not for Pharaoh. I was trying to show up and show out in front of Israel. Praise the mighty God. Praise the mighty God. Oh, Father, y'all. Praise the mighty God. He was trying to show off in front of Israel. He was trying to show them what he would do on their behalf. They were to get something out of it, you guys. That the Most High on our behalf brought plagues upon Pharaoh and his army, or Pharaoh and his people, all because of us. Truly, that's our Yah. And they never said it. Don't think he didn't know it. Don't think he didn't know it. He said, now, I just gave you a little something what took place before the foundation of the world. You see? See, that's why I tell y'all run y'all mouth. Y'all follow behind all these people. They can tell you whatever they want about what is. But until they know what was, you and them are blind, deaf, and still asleep. Because the truth of the matter, you got to find out from the horse's mouth, the spirit of the Most High Yah himself, to be a speaker to a people that sleep, blind, and half dead. You're going to have something from the kingdom to pour out in this type of people. You know why I brought that one up? I was trying to show y'all, and see how y'all still go over your head. I was trying to show y'all the same example for him bringing the plagues on Pharaoh, because he didn't have to bring one plague on Pharaoh. because Pharaoh would have let Moses take them all. But Yah wanted to show Israel, I'm for you. Watch what I'm going to do on your behalf. Did Israel see it? Did Israel catch on to it? Did Israel know it? No. They never gripped it at all. So what are you saying to us today, Deborah? Is or can Judah awaken? If Judah and Israel couldn't awaken then, when he parted the Red Sea and knew it was they Yah who did it, who brought them out of Egypt, out of bondage. They still didn't know. Who brought them out with wealth, and they took it to make a calf. So you all going to tell me the Judah of today is awakened? You sleep. How about that? Judah is not awakened. Judah is not awakened. I just gave y'all a total understanding of all that he did for Judah, Israel back then. Brought them all out. Showed them miracle signs and wonder. Did they ever see it? So what in the rats behind make you think that they are awakened to what's going on now? Can maybe somebody answer that? No, you can't answer it. You can just run your mouth. You can think what you want, say what you want, understand what you want, read what you want, comprehend what you want, precept beyond precept, line behind line, a little here and a little there, and you still lost. Not all you lost without a cause, you lost with the cause. Because you ain't got no business on this page. Here in spirit and truth at this level. And walk away, not changed. So, isn't that like Exodus? And you're all waiting to get out of here? Oh, he coming to get us. He going out. He taking us out. Wait a minute. Didn't he take them out too? Come on now. Meet me halfway. So why is it the same one who hooked Pharaoh through all those plagues? He hooked him because he caused him not to let the people go. All those plagues just to show Israel, look what I do for you. He even allowed them to be able to get wealth out. Y'all really believe that was Aaron and Moses? Y'all really that sick believe that was the Israelites that came out with all that gold and silver? No, it was Yah making sure. He didn't have to tell nobody, y'all better give this, you going this going. No, he didn't have to send another plague on Pharaoh to give those people gold and silver. It was a part of the protocol. So why in the rest behind Judah got their tails out here trying to tell the world you owe me? Woo, Father, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. That don't make no sense. You see? But you gonna tell me Judah awaken. You know what? I'm gonna say it like I said it. Judah is awakened to stupidity. That is as far as Judah go in stupidity. They ain't going nowhere. They got to go through Jacob's trouble. But those who are going through it, this is what Sister Deborah is for. To prepare you with the word of Yah in the journey of tribulation. Many of you ain't going to even make it. But those who will, I'm appointed, anointed, and predestined to work with Judah, to be in the midst of Judah. So that same one that made sure Israel leave out with gold and silver is the same one that would have to make sure you leave out this time with gold and silver. But guess what? Let me show you something. Many of the books telling them they're going to leave out with something. The greatest gift Israel can leave out, Judah, let's put Judah, can leave out of is spiritual freedom and flesh freedom. That's leaving out here with something. You leaving out with Yah. Why would he let them give your tail something? So you can redo, but it says you're worse than your forefathers. So you'll redo the same thing your forefathers. You'll go make you a calf and make you another Yah. So what makes you think it's about how? This is why I say to each and every last one of you, you're not supposed to be listening to these men of Judah. You're not supposed to be listening to them. These men have not even taken care of their own seed, their own sperms. They have not housed them. They have not clothed them. They have not fed them. But they out here leading your stupid tails. Trying to teach you it's about polygamy. How does polygamy please Yah? When David had already told you, I was born in sin. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He said, I was conceived in sin, shaped with iniquity. So why are these men telling y'all to go around here, get all these women laddered with sin, willing to give these men the pleasures of their flesh line? And they don't have the sense to know that none of this is detached to any spiritual line. Me in the flesh is not detached to a spiritual line. Did y'all know that? Me in the flesh is not connected to a spiritual line. It's who I am in the spirit that connects me with the spirit that's in me, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. You see how y'all been lying? And you're going to live a lie, die a lie, eat a lie, tell a lie, sleep a lie, wake up a lie. You're going to be a lie to the end. You already connect to the father of lies. So polygamy can't be nothing but what it is, hoeing around. People, it's not who you are on the outside that makes you what Yah is embedded in. It's who you are on the inside, where he abide. So having all these children, talking about this is the will of Yah. David and Paul said it too. It's nothing good on this side, y'all. Why we lying? Because we ain't got nothing better to do. Because we ain't awakened to nothing but lies anyway. And it ain't cause somebody lying to us. We lying to ourselves. So Judah men are out here using and it ain't even to me. When I listen to them, y'all, guess what? Ain't nothing they said. It's spirit and truth. So in my mind, I'm like saying, but Father, how did they easy to, now I know they blind. They part and blind. So you're going to tell me, wait a minute, hold up, Father, y'all, hold up. Father, can I go there? Can I go there, Father, y'all? How can somebody be partially blind? What would they wake up to? Wait a minute now. How you going to wake up to something if you partially blind? If you are blind, what are you going to, if I'm blind, when I wake up, what happened? I'm just woke up, but I'm still what? Blind. So you see, the way they see blind, they don't understand. It's not the blindness of the flesh. It's the blindness in the spirit. But they use the blindness in the flesh. Why would you say that? How can they use awaken? Do they awaken in the flesh or do they awaken in the spirit? You see how they didn't trick y'all? No, they ain't trick y'all till they just lied. How can you be awakened in the flesh and still sleep in the spirit? Make it make sense. I double dare you, because you can't. Why would you be blind in the spirit, but you awaken in the flesh. Do you see the point I'm making as a prophetess in the wilderness? You first have to cross the spirit realm to be awakened in the natural, y'all. This is how easy it is for them to say, we awaken, we awaken, we awaken. Why? They saying it out of the flesh. But their spirit is still dead sleep. That means their blindness in spirit and in truth. That means their whole spirit is still blind. And their flesh is speaking as if they can see. So what I'm routing to is this thing is really something you have to understand in the spirit realm. And it's showing up and showing out in your flesh, because that's where your suffering is going to remain. The curse itself is in the spirit, but you're feeling that bad boy in the flesh. You get it? You get it? That's because you all want to keep it in line with the lie instead of trying to find the place where truth resides. Truth is not going to reside in this day unless spirit is on every side. And spirit is not going to reside in this day unless truth is on every side. So the route to the Father is spirit and truth with the light in your right hand. The right hand represents your spirit having the Holy Spirit in it. You got double light now. Now you can see your way through the narrow gate. You can see your way in this here dark world. But people thinking, oh, we don't need no light. We don't need spirit and truth. And that's what they have been teaching you all. To rumble on this earth without spirit and truth. I can't do without it. I can't live without it. I can't think without it. I can't function without it. I can't feel without it. I can't wake up without it. I can't lay down without it. I don't know what y'all doing. I really don't know. So can Judah awaken? No. But what's going to happen? Want me to tell you what's going to happen? Okay. Because he have already son his servant, and they still received him not. As always, Jacob trouble is the type of trouble that's in part with the tribulation that's going to cause them to want to wake up. They're going to want to wake up to something. They're going to want to know something. Like I said, many won't make it, but they're going to want to know something there. They're going to want to know and want to really find out who is this creator? What is he? Please help me. They're going to be in trouble. That's why it's called Jacob trouble. And when we tell you something, I don't know why Jacob ain't used that to those over in Israel. You see that not Jacob. Let me say that again. Judah. Why didn't Judah, which is the true Jew, didn't use that to the fake Jews over there? Jacob's trouble means what for you all? Because they're not the tribes of Jacob seed. You get it? So what do Jacob trouble mean for you over there? See, they can't apply that to them. You know why? Because they're not awakened to spirit and truth. They are more so geared into that which is flesh. We want reparations, and we are the true Jews. What is that to them? They poking their chest out. We the true Jews. We are the true Jews. We are the true Jews. That's all they doing, y'all. At the same time, they bringing drugs into their communities. They killing their wives, their mothers, their fathers, their children, their brother, their friends. They're killing up each other. Look at all the stuff Judah is doing. And you think they're going to get out of tribulation? I like the way you label it. Jacob's trouble. Jacob, they in trouble. And now one of these Hebrew Israelites will teach y'all that. Why? Because they're thinking they're going over to Mount Zion. and they gonna get out. And that's all they want to teach y'all. But see, the Jacob trouble need be, because Jacob has not realized he's in trouble. He hasn't called on the Most High Yah. He got y'all bent. He got y'all food. He got y'all riding under a precept upon precept. They got y'all riding on line behind line. They got y'all riding on little here and a little there. But where's the Ruach? Where's the Ruach HaKodesh? Where is where is he at? Where is the Ruach HaKodesh? Wait a minute. The true teacher, where is he at? They don't tell y'all nothing about that. They want to use the book. Let me give you something, y'all. Let me tell you something I picked up. And it was just so hurting to my, and I think this might have, which I think it probably was, the Most High. Just go and tell it like it is, Deborah. This came to me, and I don't know how it popped up on my page. Apocalypse. I think that's what they call it. Well, no, this ain't no. Apocalypse. No, that ain't apocalypse. Apophis. You can tell I don't read them. Apocryphal. I think I'm saying that right. It's the books they found that was lost. Apocryphus. I think that's it. Apocryphus. Am I saying that right? Yes, that's it. That's it. Now listen to this. Listen to this. It didn't give me exactly, but listen to this. Small numbers among the nations, when I will scatter them. Now watch this here. Then it says, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Verse 31. And shall know that I am Yah, their Yah. For I will give them a heart and an ear to hear. Verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captives, and think upon me, and think upon my name. Watch this, verse 33. And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before me. Verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath until their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I would increase them. You see that word increase? Them? That's, it says, and I will increase them. I keep explaining people that in Ezekiel 37, he said he's going to bring a multitude of men into Mount Zion. I think that's what he's going to rebuild them dry bones. A lot of people want to use those dry bones as Israel right now, who we are today. No. Those dry bones are dry for some reason, and they've been down on the ground, and they are all their pieces are scattered. So when he said he's going and I think is it in 36, the end of 36? I think in the beginning of maybe 37 in Ezekiel, he talks about he's going to bring a multitude of men to Mount Zion. And he's not saying he's bringing them. He said he's adding them to it. And it's not us in the scattered. These are some that I believe is what he's meaning when he's talking about the dry bones, bringing them back. Okay. And then it says here, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be Lord of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be dismayed. Okay. Now, the thing about here is what it says in verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. That's the blind people. That's the one that has not awakened. But watch this here. But in the land of their captives, they shall remember themselves. They're going to remember themselves. So we talking about Jacob. Watch this here. We talking about Israel, but we talking about Jacob too. Watch this here. And shall know that I am Yah, their God. Their Yah, really. For I will give them a heart and an ear to hear, and they shall praise me. Now, when he's giving them that ear to hear, that's over in Mount Zion. Okay. He's going to wait a minute. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let me back that up. Verse 32. Now let's go back to 31. And I shall know. Come on here. Okay. And it says in 31, and shall know that I am the Most High Yah. For I will give them a heart and a ears to hear. And they shall, for him to give them the heart and the ears to hear. You see that? Notice it says in 32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captives. So they saying you're still in the land of your captives. Watch this here. And think upon my name. Okay? And watch this, 33. And they shall praise me in the land of their captives and think upon my name and return from their stiff neck, from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the ways of their fathers. Let me tell you what he's saying. Right then, what's going to get them to that level in the land of their captives is Jacob's trouble. That's why it need be. Jacob's trouble is needed because it's going to bring them to a level to remember all the wicked deeds and the things that they've done, even their forefathers. Jacob's trouble. That's what it is. Notice he said he gonna give them the ears to hear. And they going to, what he say? And shall know that I am. They're gonna know that he is Yah. And I will give them a heart. That's when he's gonna give them a heart. But in 30, I knew that. Nope. He said, but in the land of their captives, they shall remember themselves. And verse 31, and shall know that I am the Most High Yah. For I will give them a heart and a ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captives. In the land of your captives. That's Jacob's trouble. That's what I was explaining to you. Jacob's trouble is needed. Because Jacob's trouble is going to bring you to the knees that you should have been in 400 years. You see? So ain't no such thing that you're going to escape the tribulation. You see? That's why I say all this pride and ego and self-centered and greed and all this personal opinion and feelings and emotions. Oh, baby, let me have that bad boy come that time. Jacob's trouble going to be waiting right there for you. And Jacob's trouble also let you know they ain't going to buckle up to you and give you reparations. They're not going to give you reparations during this time. You in trouble. But see, you don't understand who you in trouble with. You in trouble with the Most High Yah. Why? Because Judah, you don't even understand that if Yah, before the foundation of the world, orchestrated things from the kingdom, he orchestrated with the mind of Judah in his heart. Judah had to been in the Father's heart a way that he slung the Messiah down the tribe of Judah. Do you all understand that is the true reason why Judah is being treated the way that Judah is being treated? Judah still don't get it. Judah don't get that he's detached to what you call the Messiah. The Messiah suffered. The Messiah was beaten. Everything that the Messiah was done to him, believe it or not, Judah's out here lying so much they can't even tell the truth because they don't have spirit and truth in them to tell the truth. Because Judah have suffered great things just like who? The Messiah. But are Judah teaching it like that? They want to teach it. We the people, we so special. We the this and we the that and we the this. They don't want to teach it in the right order in which they should be teaching it and preaching it. They don't want to teach it like that. They want to teach it in a way that they can deceive their own people, just like they take drugs into their own community. Now, all the Europeans have to do is put the drugs right at their gate. Oh, look who we got. Let's give some to mama. Let's give some to daddy. Let's give some to uncle. Let's give some to our brothers and sisters. Let's get them all drugged up. All they have to do is put guns at their gate. Judas run dead guns and take them up and down the street, killing each other. And no heart, no feeling. Just numb. But yet they can tell you today they're awakening. Because now they can have as many wives as they please. They got all these men with that sick mind following them to believe that. And the judgment is on them heavier than they could ever think. They have no idea how much trouble they are in. Because they applied that which is to the flesh. They turned around and taught the people that it was the will of the Father. Even to where they said the Father was a polygamist. I think that's what they called him. They do. They teach that, you guys. They teach that mess. And said the Father is that. This is how the mindset of people are. They take on, but then it also matches stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. So can Judah really awaken if he's stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient? No, because he would never awaken to what? Spirit and truth. Being stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. So as I speak to you all today, Judah cannot awaken. Because Judah don't want no part in spirit and truth. What spirit is and what truth is. What? It lets them know what was. It brings them to the level of what I told y'all as a little girl. He taught me what took place before the foundation of the world. He got me when I was a little girl. Up until I was a teenager. He taught me what took place before the foundation of the world. So today I can understand if people don't understand what took place is the form of what was before they understand what is. But see, they don't understand. They can't even grip that. It's nothing in them that can grip that because they just don't want no part in what is truth. So is it going according to the Father's will? Sure it is. Only thing I see that also in it is the Gentile time is up and Judah still have not awakened. They're still in the blindness. They're still in the blindness. Now, those that are the other part of Israel, which is really, I would say, of Israel, and as I say, that Judah, the ones that's not blind, they're the only one that's still out here trying to talk spirit and truth with the light in their right hand. And no matter how much spirit and truth they talk, no matter how much light in their right hand, guess what? Judah still is asleep. Judah shall come to that level where he says Judah will hear. He gonna give him the ear to hear. And Judah gonna see wrong for what it is. He gonna see. See, it ain't. This is not telling you that Judah gonna see everybody else's wrong. It said Judah gonna see his wrong. Jacob gonna see his own wrongdoing and wicked and evil. You see, that's what you call awakening. And see, you all think I'm just on here for the hell of it, just saying anything. No. You're not supposed to agree with me. You're not supposed to hear me. You're not supposed to accept anything I'm saying unless you are the one that's partially not blind. And that's the truth. So when you all talk, let me tell y'all, Jacob trouble. If Jacob thought they were in trouble because of the captivity, Jacob ain't seen nothing yet. And this is what's going to make Jacob cry out to the Father while he's in Jacob's trouble. Because as like I say, predestined, ordained, foreknew, anointed and appointed for a time as this to be in the midst of Judah. From my standpoint, if I had to take a test in the wilderness where the Father teaches me, and if the test said, where do you think Judah is at? I would say he's still in the same place he was when you left him. I would say that. Judah has not. And he will be basing it on, you're not a dead prophet. You're my living prophet that's living among them. Why would he ask that? It's because he's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Many of you are too ignorant to understand that he's not going to send your kind, what you want him to send, what you believe, who you believe. And Judah would rather hear from the history of the Europeans. They would rather grip all the lost books, the found book, the Enoch book, instead of gripping the connection to the Holy Spirit. Guess what? None of the books going to save them in the day of Jacob's trouble. And the Father said, they're gonna feel that thing. And that's what's going to get them to want to turn to the true Most High Yah. These books ain't gonna get these guys to turn, because these books is actually teaching them to go out of the way of Yah. You can have your pleasure and your cake too, and your icing and your ice cream. You can have everything if you stay with the books. But if you stay with spirit and truth, all that gonna get kicked out of the ballpark. It's gonna get hit out of the ballpark. And see, they can't stand that right now. So don't think that the Jacob trouble is coming for them to have a good time. No, it's finna show you how you and where you been, so you could run. You're gonna run face head on to the Most High Yah. And a lot of you all are not going to live to see that day, but it is approaching us. It is before us. It is approaching us. So Sister Deborah, would say, let me see, what else was there? Let me go to Romans chapter 11. Oh, that's where I'm at. Let me go to, what time do I have? Let me stay. I think I covered pretty much. Like he said, it is what it is. Anybody in the live chat have any questions? Anybody have any questions? So the part 2 was, can Jacob awaken? Jacob will come Jacob's trouble. He's gonna learn things. I think he's gonna see he ain't getting no reparations. I think that's what they call it, reparations. He's gonna see it ain't gonna nothing he teaching and preaching. It's not gonna not only change Judah, but it ain't gonna move nothing. So when that trouble come, you watch they go running. They gonna go want. Then they gonna want the Most High Yah, and he knows they're going to. He knows they're going to. That's when he's gonna pull up and bring them out. But as of today, based on what I'm seeing, are especially 99.9 of our Judah men. And it ain't. It's you know what, you guys, when Yah send his servants down, people, if he is feminine and masculine, where do you think feminine and masculine come from? Do you think that's come from a male and a female baby? Or do you think that's a male and a female, a man, a woman? Masculine and feminine was the kingdom. He is feminine and he's masculine. That's how he designed it on the earth. See, Yah wants to make the earth the key to it all. And that's another problem with Judah. Judah would take their own people out in a name. A European, all I have to say is 2 words, and Judah would take their whole family out. Judah, and I can't explain the thickness. But when the father sit and say to me, Deborah, you understand stiff neck? Yeah, I know what stiff neck is. Well, that's what they are to me, not to you. You know what rebellion is, Deborah? Yeah, I know what rebellion is. It's not to you. It's to me. You know what disobedient? Oh, for sure, for sure. What disobedient is when it's not to you. It's to me. Now, if they these things to a creator that has chosen them before the foundation of the world, that I may send my Messiah out of, do you understand what type of people these people would have to be? This is what Judah needs to awaken to. You see, this is why I know they have not awakened to, because they haven't awakened to the fact that we have 400 years. And you mean to tell me what we're talking about today is really polygamy, having many wives, being king's leader and ruler? How can you be that in the land of your captors? See, it don't dawn on them. They thinking they're going to be able to fight for their rights. They thinking they're going to be able to fight to be kings and leaders. So what do they start? With their women. Let's get them under submissive so we can be kings, leaders, and rulers. Let's get them in order. And they don't even understand. In the Garden of Eve, in the Garden of Eve, guess what? Not Adam. Eden. Guess what? Satan chose the weaker link. The weaker link never was woman. It was man. It was never woman. The Roman Catholics set it up with the Jesuits and the Europeans, which is all of them, and the fake Jews, all of them. They set it up in that book called Study Guide that you have, that you got called King James. They wanted you to believe that it was woman. So they how would I say, robbed her from her administrative position from the kingdom. Because when he created man, he said, let's create them to have dominion. The only way they could take her dominion, that they had to blame her in the story, that she did something that caused her to be taken from her administrative position. They did an excellent job. Tell me Satan ain't deceived the whole world. He did an excellent job doing it. It seemed easy to me, but he did it. When you look at how those elites switched that, when they created that book, they added, they took away, they smeared, they made it real nice and pretty for you. That's why you can't find your way home. Because they got you on soul and you don't even understand. In Yah, there's no soul. He deals with the flesh and the spirit. But they got you so wrapped up in everything to where you can't even see your way home. That's why they can't see their way home. That's why they can't see spirit and truth. That's why they don't have no light. So they teaches you out of darkness. And then they blind too. Oh my Yah. Can Judah be awakened? As time go on, whether Sister Deborah here today or tomorrow, these very words, and at the sound of your ear, these very words are words you're going to hear, not hear, but you're going to see them come to pass. And it's going to bring you right back to that little old lady that was on YouTube. This is what she has always been saying. I know it's going to come back, because spirit and truth is not going to return to the bosom of the Father, who speaketh void. You see? So yes, they did. They put that lie in there, and devil has surely deceived the whole world. That's why it's so good for the elites to deceive the world. That's why they can deceive this whole country. Every day, these people trying to figure out, well, they've been lying to us. They've been, hey, hello, bro, y'all need to go way back to the beginning. They've been lying to you, but they ain't gonna go there because they can't even handle the everyday. They finding out things that the elites have lied to them and told them and have been doing to them. Let me give you an example that I had to speak to a man today about. I say, now, I was troubled this morning in my spirit, and I thought while I was troubled, I said, now, how are you going to tell somebody to not eat grapefruits nor grapefruit juice? How you going to tell somebody not to take grapefruit and grapefruit juice, but to take this blood pressure medicine? But if you take grapefruit juice or grapefruit, then it's going to make the medicine none effect. How can something that comes out of the ground from the earth be so bad for you? But the pills that you done cranked up and made together for blood pressure to be so good for you. To me, stuff like that, I'm like saying, but the people, they like, we rather believe the man, I want that European man word. I believe that doctor. That's how Judah is, even our elders. They so hung up on, but the doctor said I got to take this. And they ain't listen to nothing in Genesis chapter 2. No, 1, telling them about the herbs and all that. I don't want to hear him. I need the European to tell me I need to take this. And they don't even, toward who? Your own body. So when I heard that, I was like, so grapefruit juice is not to be taken or eaten if you're taking blood pressure medicine. What is going on in this chemical, this biochemical, this chemical you making that's supposed to be for the blood, that the grapefruit would affect it? Y'all, I'm out. All right, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will say I will be back, and I hope you got something out of it, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Shalom and shalom.